What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I am still coming at you from the Springfield terminal. Been here a little bit longer than I wanted. There was a load I was supposed to pick up yesterday morning that was going out to Los Lunas, New Mexico, but that load got moved as far as the pickup date. So I got taken off that load and put on a load that was coming out of Dodge City, dropped here for me to pick up going to Montgomery, Alabama. But the load was supposed to be here last night and the load still hasn't been picked up at the shipper. So I let dispatch know what my drop dead time was on that before they're going to need to get another truck on it, a team truck on it. So what I want to talk about today, just kind of a lighthearted video about some of my pet peeves about truck drivers. Before I get into that, just a couple things I wanted to go over. You know, one of my boys, my mentor, Willie, and his brother Jarvis have a truck that's available. So if you happen to be upgrading, or you happen to be a company driver, maybe even a lease driver, and want more pay than what a typical company driver would be, with a lot more flexibility and home time, things like that, hit me up by email. My email is going to be in the description of the video. You can email me and then we can kind of go over a few things that I know about it, and then if that sounds like it's something that you want to do, I will get you in contact with them. But it would be it's a Peterbilt. I don't know which one it is, but it's a late model Peterbilt with all the stuff in it. So good truck. Another thing I want to talk about, I just did a video and I kind of went on a little bit of a rant about somebody that was kind of had the wrong impression about me. And one thing I want to say about this young man, because I do look at him as a young man, I probably got kids as old as him, is he has a good head on his shoulders. So I don't want to take anything away from that, and I don't want to even mention who it is because I don't even want to put that out there. But this particular person actually has the right idea. He just took aim at the wrong target. So that's another thing that I wanted to go into before I get into my pet peeves about truckers. Like I said, listen, if you're already company and you're thinking about, or you want to make some extra money, links in the description. nohippiebarbecue@gmail.com. So let's get on to these pet peeves about truckers. Now, they're going to be in no particular order, so I'm just going to read off a list that I kind of went down over here. I personally don't have an issue with bobtails parking at truck stops. But if you do park at a truck stop, don't back your ass all the way to the back of the spot, having people drive through in the middle of the night thinking, oh, there's a spot right there, just to look and see your dumb ass parked all the way into the back of the spot. Just park near the front. I hate that shit. Oh, that might be that is the first one I'm mentioning. That could be top of the list. Number 2, these truck drivers and these damn headsets. Wearing, a headset in the truck, maybe even around the truck. I'll even maybe possibly give you the truck stop. But restaurants, you can see people out in movies. I bet you might even see them in a pool with the headset on. You can walk into any terminal that Prime has, or probably any terminal in the trucking industry, and it looks like an Indian telemarketing firm asking you about your computer malfunctions and stuff like that. So I cannot stand some headsets. As a matter of fact, if you happen to see me with a headset on outside of my truck, $100 cash on the spot. All right. Number 3, flip-flops. Oh, I cannot stand a flip-flop. Oh, I can't stand flip-flops in general. As a matter of fact, when I used to go out to, I used to manage a mortgage, one of our offices in Phoenix, and then our office in Denver. So I used to fly out to Phoenix every 2 weeks. And the one thing that I could not stand is everybody walking around with flip-flops. So that's just a personal thing. That's not even just a trucker thing. I mean, it's a trucker thing too. You know, actually, the first guy that I had on my truck that came on my truck, he'd already upgraded, but he was just wanting to get a little bit more experience and kind of basically just knock out his year because he realized that maybe over-the-road trucking wasn't for him, and he used to wear some flip-flops all the time and used to drive me crazy. Anyway, another thing is making spots at truck stops. One thing I've never done at a truck stop is make a spot, park anywhere that's not an actual spot. And it irritates the crap out of me when I'm driving through it. Because you know, you see people making these spots when there's still spots available. And more often than not, I drive through the truck stop, you know, because I just drive through just to kind of get an idea of how truck stops are at night. So if I'm done getting the fuel, I'll just drive around the truck stop. Always 1 or 2 spots available. Even then, I don't care if the truck stop is full, there's another place to park. I cannot stand people making spots. Now, some of the spots aren't that bad, you know, but some of them, when they're like on the entrance coming in and you got trucks on both sides of that, now it's my responsibility to dodge your illegally parked ass. I got a problem with that. Or they're parked out in front of trucks to where you can't make it out without, you know, really having to worry about hit somebody on the way out because this guy is taking up your spot in front. So that's another one. And what kind of goes along with this, because I'm doing it right now, is complaining. Truck drivers love to complain. Boy, it could be about the market, the dispatchers, whatever there is to complain about, truck drivers will complain about it. So definitely need to put that on the list. Another one would be inflated sense of importance. How many times do I gotta see I can't do this, I can't go home, I'm a trucker? You know, if it wasn't for truckers, you wouldn't have this stuff. Man, everybody that has a job could say this same type of stuff. So, you know, one thing I will say is heroes don't call themselves heroes. So that's kind of my thought on that. A cluttered dash. You know, this is not my dash, but that, I don't know how people do it when they got all kinds of shit on their dash. I mean, I gotta keep it like as minimal as possible on my dash. But you see some people with cups, old Dorito bags, you know, just trash, straight trash on the dash. That is a pet peeve of mine. This next one, I might want to move this over to my honorable mentions and bring one of my honorable mentions over. Yeah, I want to move this one over to honorable mentions because there's another one. Jake brakes. Man, listen, there's a need for jake brakes. And I'm not talking about everybody in the new trucks. I'm talking about everybody in the old, you know, Peterbilts, Kenworths, or even some of the old Freightliners. You be in a truck stop and somebody comes through 10 miles an hour throwing on their jake brakes. It's like, you know what? How big is my dick? Okay, you know, let me put on my jakes just to let everybody know I got them. Hate that shit. Using jake brakes unnecessarily. All right. Another one, which would be number 9, trashing everywhere we go. You know, a lot of people, you know, I could give a fuck about Buc-ee's or, you know, whatever, but, you know, there's some of these places like that that don't want truck drivers around just because of what truck drivers do. We're like locusts, boy. We just decimate everywhere that we go. That could be some shippers and receivers. You go outside there, there's trash all over the place. Truck stops, you know, and that could be, you know, it could be anything. Just trash in general. We are not afraid to trash a place. Number 10, you know what I hate is when I'm driving in the right lane, minding my own business, there's a truck merging, so I get over in the left lane. Now I got a line of trucks, you know, maybe they were coming up, so there's some trucks coming up behind me. And then this fool on the left, or this I allowed to merge, is now just driving, basically pacing me and not following back and letting me get back over into the right lane, or speeding up so I can get over in the right lane. That's just etiquette right there. As a matter of fact, another thing, and this is, to me, is just common sense. I might be wrong about this. If you're at a not a truck stop, but like a rest area, or even just merging on the highway in general, what I do is if I see a truck coming down, I might slow down so there's not two trucks coming on at the same time. I might let that truck get a little distance on me. Two trucks merging on at the same time, I just don't think that's a good idea. But the pet peeve is not letting me get back into my right lane and having everybody behind me pissed off at me. All right, some honorable mentions. Let's go back to the other one. Okay, honorable mention, talking too much. Now, this isn't as common as it used to be back in the days before COVID, when people used to be in the truck stops more. This was something that my friend that's been driving trucks for since '94 told me about before I got in. He was like, Lyle, do not talk to these truck drivers. You're going to be in a conversation forever. And I was like, man, I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to, say what's up, whatever. And there was that one day when I got out here and I was fairly new, and I said, what's up or I said, nice truck to somebody. And that nice truck conversation turned into a 30-minute conversation and me spending all kinds of time going over everything on his truck. So that is one thing that a pet peeve of mine. Like I said, doesn't happen as much lately. Another one, I can understand a 30-minute break in the fuel island. I'll cut you slack on that. But when it starts becoming more than 30 minutes and you're out there hanging out for 30, 45 minutes, maybe running in, taking a shower, that is too much damn time to be holding up a fuel island. If you want to have those privileges, get your ass out running at night when fuel islands are plentiful. Don't be a solar-powered trucker out there clogging up fuel islands in the middle of the day. Here's one that might be an honorable mention that might be specific to Prime. You see these guys driving around here with 45 load locks on the back of their truck. The truck will handle about 8 load locks. So you got somebody out there thinking they're going to need a load lock for every single load they run for the rest of their life. That is a pet peeve of mine right there. That pretty much covers it. I could probably go on and on about this, but those are the ones that came to the top of my mind. I appreciate you guys stopping by No Hippie Trucking Transportation. As always, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.